Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of RanDOTA. This, as always, I am your host, D. Welcome to the show where the meta doesn't matter. This is another all-pit game I found. I caught about 5-10 minutes of this one too, and it looked like a good fight. We'll see how things go. Now again, like I said, this is an all-pick, so it's not... Oop, and we got a quick pick of Lashrak for the Dire. I do like Lashrak. That's how I prefer to say that name. I don't care if anybody says. Radiant gets an Ursa. So many people... He's such a... I hate to say this, but Ursa is kind of a pub hero nowadays. Because a lot of people know how to counter him, and a lot of people know to check Roche really quickly. Because, I mean, all he really needs is level 3 and a bit of lifesteal. I mean, if you get a... Ooh, Undying. I love that hero. He's just so much fun. He's so crazy. And he's actually really getting into it. He's kind of cheerful because the heroes in Dota have poking lines like you do in your average Blizzard game, where you click on them a lot. And Undying's, he starts talking about eating gummy vitamins. It's really funny. I mean, come on, it's this giant uber zombie talking about eating gummy vitamins to stay healthy. It's hilarious. Although probably the funniest quote ever is still one of Ursa's, where one of Ursa's dying quotes is he quotes the old childhood poem of Fuzzy Wuzzy. I'm not even kidding, he really does. It's hilarious. I mean, it ties into the fact that he is a giant, monstrous bear. Dazzle. Not a fan of the Shadow Priest. Mostly because I mentioned this in a previous episode, but my rule when I play is that if I'm in an all-pit game, I have to hit random and I have to keep it. There was a week, sometime last year before I started doing this show, where every time I randomed, I would get Dazzle without fail. I went through like a 5-day period where I couldn't random anybody but Dazzle for some reason. He's a useful hero and all, but I got sick of playing him. Also, because they've migrated over to the Reborn style client, what I'm probably gonna end up doing at some point, I might actually show off some custom games if I can find a way to watch them. Because some of the stuff people come up with is actually a lot of fun. Dire picks up the Gyrocopter. Fun hero. He's also got one of my favorite lines. It's one of his kill lines, where he says something along the lines of, "You remind me of my old boss. Burn in hell." Wait, no, it's rotten hell. That's what it is. It's a fun line, and I think a lot of us that have had a bad boss in previous jobs can kind of relate. My current bosses at my full-time teaching job are actually decent folks. They treat me pretty well. Let's see, who's going to be our next character? Should be at one on the Radiant side. We get a quick... Not going to be a very quick pick on this one. Down to 8 seconds on their timer. That's if I'm remembering how this works correctly. I'm not saying I do. So everybody says... Visage, or Visage, or... I don't even know anymore. I say Visage, because that's how I figured out how to pronounce it. So we've got both supports for the Radiant, and what I'm guessing is probably going to be around the position 1 with that Ursa, who frankly is kind of weirding me out with his face right now, because his face kind of says, "I want to eat your throat." Whereas we've got definitely got a position 1 on the Dire with the Gyrocopter. There's a Lina, everybody's favorite flaming redhead. She's, if I'm guessing right, she's probably going to be their mid laner. Gyro's probably going to be their position 1. Undying and Lesh probably going to be their supports. Depends on who their 5th pick is. We'll see. Let's see who our 4th pick for the Radiant is, once it actually gets around to it. Actually, let's go ahead and switch this over to free camera. The Radiant really this Radiant team is really taking their time. I mean, it's not a team game as far as I know. Well, it's not a captain's mode game, at least. But we'll see. 5 seconds. Normally we'd be into reserve time, but like I said, this is not a captain's mode. This is not a team game. Also, I just like some of the names on these people. Like, Trick, the Undying... What? Huskar. For what? And then I just love the player name for the Visage player. Come on. Potato? Which just put the minion version of Barbara Ann in my head. And then the Earthshaker rounding out for the Dire, played by Earth Spirit, so makes some sense, I guess. Let's see who rounds out our Radiant team, not our Dire team. You might hear a slight hissing sound when I open something that I need to drink. It's not a health drink or anything. Sort of. Glorious caffeine. I know it's not healthy for me. Shut up. I might also add in some other games once I get, depending on how things go. I plan to eventually. I kind of want to see if I can make this into a real thing. But for now, this is a fun way to have a weekend.
Templar Assassin.
TA. Lanaya for the final pick on the Radiant side. Everything looks like it's rot. Everything looks like it's covered in green gas, so Huskar might want to take off the flaming helmet.
Prepare for battle.
It's in the bag.
Anybody else gonna call it, I wonder? Oh, look at the little donkey. He's so cute. Hello. Much as it's a basic one, I do like the little donkey courier. Even the little dire one with his little fangs. Why does the donkey have fangs on his lips? It's an orc donkey. Alright, looks like we got Huskar, played by What, going top lane. I like this helmet, although I'm still not entirely certain what animation it changes on him. He's going to be joined by Lun on Dazzle, so that's actually a really dangerous combo, Huskar Dazzle. Especially if Dazzle goes Shallow Grave first. TA's going mid for our Radiant side. Looks like Ursa, that leaves Ursa and Visage playing on our bottom lane. Ooh, the Dire are actually making posturing for the bottom rune. Like I said, Lena's probably going to be their mid laner. If I had to guess, Gyro's going to be, their position 1 up top. Oh, they are really posturing around this bottom rune spot. Ursa, probably going to... I was going to say, if he goes much harder, he's probably going to end up dead.
Money to burn.
Okay, so TA and Lena get it, so...
Into the
and he gets off the rune, or he gets off the ward spot, so he's blocked the pool camp, most likely. He took a couple of hits from Ursa, but that's not really a big deal. It's when Ursa can stand on you and smack you around a lot that it becomes an issue. I kind of like this. Ward of the Eternal Alliance. Oh man, TA is already getting her face burned off. She plops down a sentry. Oh, it's literally just out of range of the observer. That one thin line. Ooh, Huskar's getting his head handed to him a little bit. Dazzle is okay. Yeah, Dazzle's currently stacking the ancients. Not a bad job for the Shadow Priest. Fraction up on TA. Let's throw up hero levels. Not what I needed. There we go. Last hits denies. Ooh, our TA just barely missed that last hit. Lena, on the other hand, is doing pretty well. She's leading the chart. She's... Ooh, TA feels the need to pop a salve, and pop refraction right after. Okay, Dazzle's back up here with Huskar. Let's see how this is gonna go for a minute. I'm also keeping my eyes on the health bars up top. I'm trying to catch as many kills as I can. Oh, speaking of the devil. Oh,
First blood!
just got there.
They sing the song of death.
As Undying rips Visage's wings off. Don't rip the wings off flies, kids. It's just cruel. It's not a good idea. It's also the sign of a potential serial killer. It's true. Torturing small animals.
Regeneration.
Which, I mean, you don't get much smaller than a fly.
Yes.
Earthshaker gets the bounty rune, while Undying manages to take up the regen rune. Huskar really wants to kill Gyrocopter. Not that I blame him. You're on the other side, you are fair game. And actually, that reminds me, that was actually one of the neater things one of my teammates did when I was playing when I played as Terrorblade in one of my games. They actually they had a heart because they were our main tank. I think they were playing Tiny. No, they weren't playing Tiny. They were playing somebody. No, it was actually an AM. It was an anti-mage that I was playing with, and he had managed to work up to a heart, and he told me that since I was really low on health, I could sunder him. So I was like, okay, if you're sure. I did. About 3 seconds later, he was back to full health, and I was just pretty much full health myself. And Visage is getting this Undying has got a grudge against this guy. Oh, that grave chill. Yeah, neither of you is going to be able to man fight right now. He's got way too much health. Visage goes down again. This Undying is doing his work already. Already up to 2-0. Yet he's only level 3. Oh, TA gets burned by the Dragon Slave. I moved in just at the tail end of that. Oh, but looks like Gyro might. Oh, no, he's got to heal himself. Never mind. Visage has just been getting ripped to
Radiant's
pieces.
middle tower is under attack.
So far, the Dire have been in complete control of this game. TA's back already. Although by this point, Lena is up to level 6. She doesn't have the mana for a Laguna just yet, but ooh, that's a nice Undying player. He's being a good friend or a good teammate. It's like I could take this, but Lena's got a bottle and it's empty. Remember, folks, if you're playing sport and your mid laner has an empty bottle, let them take the rune. Unless you're about to die, unless it's a regen or something that'll help you stay alive, and you're about to die. That might be that's a different situation, though. I kind of like the staff, the tormented staff for Lesh, especially if you have one like Mikasa here. Mikasa does.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening. In your bottom.
Ooh.
Radiant structures are
Earthshaker has moved in. They're hunting for Visage again. He is not in a happy place. But now he's not anywhere nearby, so he's okay. I was gonna say, okay, yeah, Dazzle does have Grave. Dazzle can Grave. And Huskar's got level 2 Berserker's Blood. If he wants to go in, he could probably take out Gyrocopter with a good time shallow grave.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening. In your bottom.
That tower is going down. It's taking concentrated fire from 3 heroes, one of whom, specifically Leshrac here. Oh, he doesn't have a single point in Diabolic Addict. That's why the tower is still standing. If he had even one level in it, that thing would probably be dead.
Yo, green dudes,
already.
Something bad is happening. In your bottom.
Lesh is is just a great pusher with Diabolic.
Good
Undying
dude's
destroys the
bottom
tower.
just fell off.
And as Mr. Flax so eloquently put it, their butt fell off. He said bottom, but I decided to make it a little weirder. I decided to be a little more awkward about it. 6-minute rune, haste rune for
Radiant's middle tower is
Ursa.
under attack.
TA manages to pick up the bounty.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
about it.
Huskar's just decided, I'm gonna burn this tower down. You guys took one of ours, we'll take one of yours. Ooh, Ursa, not in a good... Oh, he takes down the Earthshaker. And then he promptly uses the haste rune to run like hell. Which is exactly what he needed to be doing. I'm not going to click the fight recap button because it'll mess it up. There we go. I don't like to click the fight recaps if you miss the reason why. There's a bug occasionally where if you click it at just the wrong time or something else happens, then... Oh, sorry, I missed the Huskar kill. I'm so sorry about that, folks. But, like I was saying, if you click the fight recap... And I caught just the tail end of the Lena kill. I need to stop. I need to concentrate on the game. But, okay, we can watch this because this actually looks like it might turn into something. But, like I was saying, if you click the fight recap button at the wrong time or the stars align just wrong, then the fight recap will actually stay and take up this huge, just like the top half of the screen, and it just doesn't go away until you close out of Dota, and I don't want to do that. That happened earlier when I tried to cast a game, when I tried to cast another episode of this.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And I was like, okay, you know what, screw it, I'm restarting this whole cast. Uh-oh, Ursa's bleeding badly, and Leshrak's coming for him. Unfortunately for him, Lightning Storm does have a slow, and it's a 75% slow. Two to 5 in favor of the Dire so far. Soul Rip on the... I don't even know what he just Soul Ripped onto. I think he tried to Soul Rip a creep. He might have actually been trying to Soul Rip the TA and just missed. Misclicks happen. There's actually a rather amusing video of a pro player playing Sven, chasing down a couple of heroes on the other side, and TA manages to take him out after a soul assumption from Visage. Undying, you're not the only one that manipulates souls, my friend. But yeah, there's a video of a professional Sven player accidentally throwing off a Stormbolt, trying to stun a Beastmaster or one of his allies. Actually ends up hitting Beastmaster's boar. If you can probably find it on Beyond the Summit, because I'm pretty sure it was LD, the caster LD, who was casting that match. Oops, sorry, missed the Visage kill technically. Oh, refracted the Laguna. That's unfortunate for Lena.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, you can just hear like the casters just started having a field day with that one because that's just a bad misclick. You can actually find a link to the video itself on TV Tropes. Okay, Ursa actually canceled his TP, and yeah, that's being invisible is not going to save you from this. They've got too much AOE. You're dead. Goodbye, TA. Oh, Shallow Grip, get out! What are you doing? Why are you standing and fighting? Seriously, why did you stand and fight, TA? I'm glad. I mean, yeah, she got the gyro kill, but she should not have stood and fought when she still had 4 other members of the Dire basically gunning for her. I mean, there's only a couple of characters in this game that have actual guns. 2 that I can think of.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Man, this is totally harshing my mellow.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack, but their top tower just died.
Is all nasty and brokey.
Is that it? That's a triple stack.
Gold and sweet.
Huskar's going down. Oh, Undying just got taken down by Huskar, and the mausoleum, the tombstone's going down as well. Gyro's, I think I'm not sure if he was trying to, but he was at least acting. Oh, there was a life break, and Gyro's the next. Oh, is he gonna be? Damn it, lag. Sorry about the lag, folks. Come on. Gyro does go down. Huskar gets a double kill. Can he make it a triple? Because Earthshaker's not in a position, not at level 5. Armlet. Yeah, you might want to stop. Okay, toggle the armlet. Life break. And oh, the fissure block. The fissure stun into Leshrak. Although Huskar still got the Earthshaker kill, so technically he got a triple on his own. That's why Huskar gets really dangerous really quickly. He can do crap like that.
What's radiant about that?
That's what Ursa's supposed to do. He's got the Aegis,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
and he's got the Morbid Mask, and a poor man's shield, which is always fun.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's a takeover button on this thing. I don't know what it actually does. Lena's just sitting up here in the trees. Undying is... Oh, he's... Okay, he drops a sentry ward to block the ancient camp. They can no longer stack. Ooh, Dazzle is not in a good place right now. Oh!
Held your feet to the fire.
Gotta confirm the kill, Lena. You can't just throw out a couple of things and expect the guy to die. But Lena does kill Dazzle pretty handily. Visage's birds are just sitting here. That is not what they're supposed to do, Visage. You're supposed to use them to scout. Although, really, I shouldn't be talking because I'm a terrible Visage player. I don't have the micro to do that. I barely have the micro to play Meepo. Which sounds kind of counterintuitive, but considering my method of playing Meepo is swarm them on on targets, occasionally, like, I'll split 3 off to go, like, I'll have 3 in the lane and 2 in the jungle. That's later in the game, but like, I've seen pro players where you get like 2 Meepos running up mid, 2 going up to 1 going to each of the each to top and bottom, and then 1 in the jungle. And I'm just like, I don't get how you can do that without like 3 extra arms and about 3 extra keyboards to use them. Is Visage just using his birds to scout right now? I think he is, actually. Oh, they know they're there. Leshrac and the others know the birds are there, but the birds have just buggered
Something
off.
bad is happening. In your bottom. Bad dude's top tower gonna fall over soon.
But yeah, when I play Visage, sometimes I'll actually skip getting familiars until I've got either a scepter or a little bit better control over them. Once I got my other skills up. Soul Assumption takes Earthshaker in the back. So far, we got 1 kill. 1 kill for the Radiant, and nothing for the Dire just yet. Another Soul Assumption. Undying goes down. Can the familiars get the Lena? Oh, but behind it, Leshrac actually uses Lightning Storm, takes down the Visage, but the birds are still up and running. And Leshrac actually manages to escape. Can Lena get out of here? She's using Light Strike Array to clear some space for herself. Oh, Gyro just DC'd. So we're going to have a minor pause. During this minor pause, I'd like to talk to you guys about if you get. I didn't mention this in one of the previous episodes. I don't know what order these are going up in because I haven't decided yet. But if you guys ever have a match of Dota of yours that you want me to cast, please feel free. There's a email that you can use. It's the business email for this channel. Just send me the best way to do it is if you look at the replay, you can on the scoreboard. You can find the match ID number. If you can just email that to me, I can find it real easy. Just give me like a brief description of why you think it might be a good idea for me to cast it, and I'll do it. I'm really getting into this. I really do like casting stuff. It's a lot of fun, even if it's a bit of a strain on my voice. And as a professional teacher, I can actually claim that because they pay me. As a professional teacher, I do depend on my voice a lot, especially since I teach English. Actually, technically, I teach ESL, and for those of you not in the know, ESL stands for English as a Second Language. Okay, we're just... You know, actually... Okay, that's a little messed up. Huskar... Okay, I do like the new look for Shadow Fiend. Okay, really, dude? That's classy. What effigies we got over here? Just a Storm Spirit? Ooh, that's with the, zoom in a little bit so we can get out of the damn tree. That's actually what That's actually made with the Arcana. I can't remember what they're called on Terrorblade, but yeah, you can tell because he's missing his face. That is a really bizarre way to say it, but that's literally what it is. If Lena's... Once this game unpauses, if Lena's quick, she could actually move over here and take Dazzle down. Because if she sets it up right, with a Yule Scepter into Light Strike Array, probably a Dragon Slave and a Laguna, and she could kill him. This is just... I get being impatient, but... Like I said, I get kind of being impatient, but you gotta give at least some time for somebody to come back from a DC. Huskar.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That's the risk you run with a pub game, though. Is that you lose somebody. From what I remember, Gyro does actually come back eventually. I just don't know when. That was a life break. Huskar's going nuts and probably going to the grave at this point. Unless Dazzle shows up and manages to get off a shot. Oh. Earthshaker's down. Lena is...
A wasted sacrifice.
Lena doesn't understand how Berserker's blood works, apparently. But anyway. Huskar does go down to the Undying, who can basically just punch him to death, which is probably the best way to deal with Huskar eventually. For those of you that don't know, the reason I say Lena probably doesn't know how Berserker's blood works is it gives you bonus resistance it gives you a percentage of bonus resistance based on how much of your health is missing. At maximum, it gives you 98% magic damage resistance. So even Laguna Blade, actually, yeah, Laguna Blade is still magical. So 675, you're doing a lot less damage. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna crunch the numbers real quick and find out how much.
Green Dude's top thing is about to get knocked over.
1 second.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Doesn't look like much is going on, but...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're gonna have a fight on the bottom lane. Anyway, like I was saying, 675 times 0.98. That leaves you with about just around 15 damage from a Laguna Blade if Huskar is at full resistance. And if he's... And that's how Laguna is supposed to work. Visage just blew up. Light Strike Ray misses the Dazzle.
Bad Dude's top tower
TA
fall over soon.
TA manages to pop a double damage rune, which can actually go really horribly. Oh! Ursa blinks in and almost gets the Lena.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So you can shallow grave him and he'll survive this, Dazzle.
Dire's top tower is down.
Looks like, oh yeah, they're controlling their friendly gyrocopter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sorry for the bit of delay on the math. I'm not that great with percentages in my head most of the time.
Bad Dudes, Rot-row, middly,
And also I had
middly.
a couple of text messages I needed to answer. I use my phone for math too. It's a useful tool all around. Uh-oh. Visage, you don't want to be there. Fissure. Oh, that's a good fissure block. He's not getting out of there. Good place to put the tombstone too, because now you can't get. Now nobody can really get to it. Huskar has just decided, nope, don't want to be here. Huskar's tough, and if you get him the right items, he's really, really hard to kill, but he ain't there yet. And even then, Huskar can still die to concentrated attacks quite easily. Another pause. This is probably the pause to try and allow the gyrocopter the chance of not getting an abandon. I'm just gonna sit here for a second answering a couple of messages. Let's see how long they take on this. Ursa unpaused it this time, huh? Earthshaker TPs to bottom and promptly runs into a rather large creep wave that he's decided to farm up. That Lesh then steals from him anyway. Gyro's down to 1 minute left. You can still reconnect if you get an abandon, it's just... At least I think you can.
Double damage.
Oh, because they had the sentry up there. Oh! They walked right into a trap. Earthshaker still managed to get off the fissure and split Earth from the Leshrac. Templar TA managed to get Lena. Where did Lena die? Oh wow, up on top. You know what, because we got so many pauses. Let's take a look at some cosmetics. Lena's wearing the entire Ember Crane set, which is actually rather nice. I'm not a terrible great fan of the headdress. Just something about the way it's colored sets me off a little bit. I don't know. Twisted Wisdom for Leshrac, which also looks pretty cool. I like the extra horns, like the curling ram style horns. This is a DM game, I'm sorry folks. Oh, and there goes Leshrac!
Sacrificed to shadows.
Bindings of Deep Magma, Golden Reel Guardian Helmet. Shoulders of the Forest Hermit. Yeah, it rings a little hollow when you're calling somebody a scrub in 5.8 when you're in 5.8. Gyrocopter head. That is not Gyro, that is still Earthshaker. Still Earthshaker. Oh, nothing on the Undying. Oh, TA got the Earthshaker up top. Missed it, but Visage, don't think he has anything. Nope. I'm still just looking at cosmetics. Like
Dire's bottom tower.
Obsidian Blade
Guys,
stuff.
you need to defend here.
Burning Spear and Inscribed.
Dire structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And there goes Rush again.
Rush is just a chill dude, so someone explains to me
the second
why
Rush of the
Xavier had
game.
to go and kill him. That bottom tower you bad dudes had was
Nothing
crap
on
anyway,
Dazzle.
don't sweat.
Nothing on TA. And Ursa's actually wearing the Cryogenic Embrace set. And yeah, like I said, this... Oh wow, there's actually another lever. The Earthshaker's gone. This Lesh is getting angry. Oh, Gyro came back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
High levels of sarcasm, Captain.
And Earthshaker came back as well, so both teams are at full strength again.
My face.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, we're still only 20 minutes in. About a third of the way through the game. It's an hour. And, oh! That's how you have to handle hitting Huskar with huge magic burst. You do it when he's at higher health. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but
Dire structures are
it's because as long as he's at higher health, Berserker's blood isn't going crazy, so he's actually more vulnerable. And there goes Ursa twice. That's two dead bears. Dazzle is running for his life because it's about the only thing he can do at this point. Dazzle's skills only Poison Touch is really a good attack. Is his only real attack skill, and I actually kind of like it, especially once you get up to where it's got a stun. There goes Soul Assumption onto Lena, but they can't get her.
Safe word.
Oh no, that's bad.
And your spark.
Well played, Leshrac. So they lost Ursa twice because of the Aegis. They lost Visage once. Visage is actually getting Tranquils. Makes sense. One of the best things I've seen of a smart Visage player do is stand back and just like stand within range so that they get souls for Soul Assumption, and just let it build up to max charges and basically be a sitting artillery piece. You have to move around, of course, but Leshrac's farming up top. The Dire Courier, they're using it to get some vision so they can actually attack. They're de-warding. There's the birds. Couple of TA illusions running around top lane. TA's actually already got a Deso. Blink Dagger Deso on TA along with a bottled double damage rune. What do we got on Ursa? Still just the Morbid Mask and the Poor Man's Shield. But he's gotten up to a Blink Dagger and Power Treads. So what do we got here? Oop, Lena's in. Well, she would be in hot water if the Radiant team was paying attention. Oh, here we go. She's found Dazzle. Unfortunately, she's also found the rest of the Radiant. Dazzle might be dead, but so is Lena at this rate. That was unfortunate for her, but she's already got up to an Aghanim, so that means that now she actually can just nuke Huskar down with it, even if he's at full stacks of Berserkers. TA pops BKB and turns to man fight the Undying in full form. Then decides better of it and blinks backwards. Watu went. Well, TA's about to. Yeah, TA's not making it out of this.
Dire's bottom tower.
They've got too much AoE stun, you can't get out of that.
Of your kind have fallen before.
Some manners from XY there.
Dire's bottom
Or some
tower
good
is under
something.
attack.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. Dazzle's got up to an Urn of Shadows and Arcane Boots. Huskar still sitting on an armlet. Got Guardian Greaves. That's an interesting choice. Helm of the Dominator. What's on Visage? Medallion, Tranquils, Magic Wand. Not much. Granted, let's see his net worth. I mean, I can understand Gyro being last on net worth because I'm hoping it was a connection issue, not just a screw this moment. Lena, we already saw. Yules, basic boots, Ags. Leshrac. Ooh, 13 stacks on his Bloodstone already. And a Blink Dagger and a Yules on him. Arcanes and Blink Dagger, along with a Magic Wand on the Earthshaker. Gyro, we're not going to hold it against him because he had that connection problem. Ghost Scepter. Interesting choice. They're stacking the Ancients for the Dire, so they're up to triple stack now. I forget the maximum number of stacks, I think it's 5. I don't jungle too often when I do play Dota. Oh, Lena is in, well, I would say she's in hot water, but that would imply she's still alive. Oh, Yule's Scepter saves him from the Fissure Stun. Can he get in range of a life break? Nope. Not yet. Yeah, run from the Huskar. The Huskar is killer. That was a well-timed split earth. Huskar finally decides he's had enough of these two creeps and he's just going to beat them down. That's a good response to creeps. It's just, you know what, I've had enough of your crap, I'm beating the crap out of you. That made more sense in my head. And I'm also not advocating beating up random people.
Yo, green dudes.
So basically, the Radiant found the Dire Ancient stack and decided, hey, this looks like this looks like free money. Gyro's pushing bottom on his own, although Dazzle gets a bounty rune, but TA just decided, you know what? Bye, Gyro. Again, can't really hold it against Gyro. He had that connection problem. He's 8 levels lower than TA. Oh, look at the little zombie. Huskar is up in the air. Can they get the Undying? Oh, there goes Huskar. He's gone. Echo. Echo on a couple. Actually, I think he got that on 3. 4 for 1 across the map. Yowza. The only reason TA didn't die, I'm pretty sure, is because she wasn't even there. Invisible Leshrac. That's a terrifying thought when you get down to it. Oh, they're smoked up. It's 2-man smoke, but... And he's up to maxed out Edict. Which means that he gets in... Well, if not for the fortification, this thing would be dying a lot quicker. And there it goes. That's one of the things you gotta watch out for is Lesh. You gotta make sure that your Edict is hitting the tower. TA is trying to track down the gyrocopter.
Yo, good guys. Middle tower got owned. What you gonna do? Get mad or get even?
Probably neither. Just saying, period. Lena gets the bounty rune. Not that that really matters much at this point, because her net worth is actually second. Although TA is ahead by a good 3k, so... There's the Pulse Nova. If I remember right, let's see, how does it describe that? Yeah, he basically rips a hole in reality. Centered on himself to basically tell everything around him to sit down and shut up. And by sit down and shut up, I mean die. Oh, TA walked into it. She walked into some really serious pain there. That was well timed by the Earthshaker, though. I really need to find a way to turn off chats. If you know of a way to turn off the chat while casting, please let me know. Or while observing, I should say. That's technically what I'm doing. I'm actually observing. Just recording as I go. TA is already up to level 20. This does end up being a really high level game. Like in terms of ending hero levels, I think everybody ends up like near 25. Which, if you're curious and you're new to Dota, 25 is the maximum level for your heroes. You max out your skills at 16, but you can add in the remaining levels into your stats. You get 2 stats per increase. 2 to each stat. Teams are either intentionally or really luckily avoiding each other right now, because looks like, yeah, we got a 4-man rotation headed bot from the Dire. Can they take out this tower? Well, let's see. Lesh isn't here. Where is he? He's up top. And it's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
It didn't really fall so much as it got blown up. I mean, it amounts to the same thing. It's not there anymore. Ooh, quick blink by Lesh. Getting out of there. Roshan is up. This is the 3rd Roshan, so the cheese is in the field, folks. Which means that the Dire have to basically absolutely have to keep Ursa away from him, especially since he's got the Lotus Orb. Oh, wow, that was well played by the TA. Blinks up, catches the Earthshaker on the low ground, trying to TP out, and manages to get a Daedalus crit with Desolator to kill him in basically one shot. Oops, Solar Crest has been applied, so Roshan's armor is now negative 15. And now he's dead. Ursa's got cheese, TA's got the Aegis.
Pure cheese.
Yes, it is pure cheese. That was still one of my favorite moments from the All-Star match, All-Star game of TI4. Where even after losing, Loda got the cheese steal. And if you're wondering, because I mean I have mentioned that I do enjoy watching professional Dota. If you're wondering, my favorite team is Alliance. I tuned in the quarterfinals of TI3 and watched them basically decide, well not decide, but basically go on a rampage over everybody else. Except maybe Navi. I mean the finals of TI3 were just amazing. Although really the MVP there was I gotta give that to S4 because the $1 million dream coil. That game would have gone very different if Dendy managed to get back to their base to prevent the turnaround. And there goes Gyro. And Lina just blew the head off Ursa. I think it's somewhere down here near the bottom lane. TA's getting back up real quick. Visage is already dead. So far, only Gyro's died on the dire side. Although Huskar's about to go down. Maybe. TA goes down. That's a double kill for Lina, an Omega kill streak. Yeah, Dazzle is... Well, let's just say Dazzle's in pieces. Oh, Earthshaker's like, hi there, Huskar. You want to die now too? Life Break onto the Earthshaker up to the high ground. Takes down the Earthshaker. And Huskar's basically got to get out of there now. He can't. I mean, he can man fight one of these, maybe two. Not all three of these though, especially not with Lesh showing up, because Lesh has a lot of stun. And there he goes.
It's the humiliation.
Yeah, Lina with an Ags is just insanely dangerous. And with 15 charges, 4 for 1. Actually, no, that was a 5 for 1 in the end. Visage died off early, but he's such a low level. He's so much of a lower level. Yeah, he's only level 11, so he respawns a lot faster. He's got a gem. That's how he did that. So Undying wisely took out the psionic trap that TA placed at the bottom room spawn, which is actually they're both really good ideas. Putting the psionic trap there and taking them out. Diabolic takes out one of the familiars, but the other one manages to gets into its stone form, so it's currently able to regenerate health and not die. About to hit another farming spot in the game, I think. We're up to 34 minutes. 23 kills to 29. That's 52. I can do basic math in my head pretty well.
Double damage.
Leshrac really doesn't need a double damager, and most of his damage doesn't come from his attacks. It comes from these down here, his skills. Ursa knows there's somebody around here. He wants some blood, but he's gonna have to sell for creeps. Tasty creeps, but still creeps. The only reason I make that joke is that if some of his kill noises, it really does sound like Ursa is eating what he just killed. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, look at him. He's a giant bear thing. That's a satyr. There. Yeah, he's just a giant monster bear. Actually, he's not really giant. He's probably it looks like he's probably about 7 feet tall if he stood all the way up. And I think a full-grown grizzly gets up to about 8 or 9 feet. I'm not a zoologist by any means, though. Some of this stuff I take random stabs at. Some of this stuff I do actually know. And then there's always the fact that it's like I tell some people is that if you ask me a question, I will always give you an answer. Now, whether or not it's the right answer is a completely different matter. If I don't know the answer to the question, I might just make something up. I won't lie, but I'll probably make crap. I will occasionally just make crap up. Ghost Scepter on Undying, he's kind of walking around doing nothing right now. Gyro's ultimate got dropped, so did Dazzle actually, I just noticed. Undying goes down. Ursa's basically doing his damnedest to just cut somebody to pieces. Two-man Echo, might have been a 3-minute. Laguna takes down Huskar.
That's a 2 for
And Templar Assassin goes down as well, but Ursa and Lena both got double killed. Unfortunately, so far it's a 3 for 1. And Ursa goes down. It's a 4 for 1 trade. No, okay, yeah. Ursa took down Leshrac. I forgot Leshrac has a Bloodstone. That's why he's still up, because he had a pretty heavy charged Bloodstone.
Mad dudes, middle tower, everyone, go, now!
And the Dire are now just barreling down bottom.
Row, mad dudes, rot row, middly widdly, got all diddly.
Ooh, but in the background, the creeps? Yeah, Radiant creeps took down the mid tower, mid tier 3. So the first tier 3 of the game actually goes to our Radiant players. Dire are all getting out of there so that they don't have to worry about dying. Gyro's caught up pretty well. I mean, he was level 11 a while back when TA was level 19. She's now 22. He's made it up to 16. I mean, it's not a great comparison because getting to level 16, going up 5 levels from 11 to 16, probably easier than going up 3 levels from 19 to 22. Just because you require more experience to go up levels as you get higher, of course. Whoa. Huskar might be in some trouble here. There's an invisible Leshrac and Split Earth. Light Strike Array, Dragon Slave, Laguna Blade, and Pulse Nova. And Ursa's running for the hills. Oh, pops his BKB, turns around and decides, no, not gonna do it after all. Not now that Undying has shown up. And Leshrac's back already. And TA is trying to go ham, but she actually shrugged off most of that, but she's not. She needs. Okay, Shallow Grave, Lena dies. But she'll be back in about 13 seconds because of her own Bloodstone. Undying is basically been abandoned. Leshrac could die here. Oh, he's got a negative earn on him. I clicked the shot. Nope, negative earn's not going to be enough. Undying goes down. He's down for about a minute. Gyro and Earthshaker come in on their own out of the side. What's going to... Oh. Couple with the Echo Slam. Gyrocopter takes out Visage while Leshrac gets Dazzle. And Lena, the respawning Lena, comes in to blow up the Ursa. The only one surviving is the TA, and she is way behind enemy lines.
Top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, some serious BM in this game. I'm sorry about that, folks. Like I said, I caught maybe the last 10 minutes of it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So I saw some of it, but I didn't realize it was actually this bad.
Fortified.
Please don't BM, folks. It's a game. We're here to have fun. I know some people get fun out of being a dick, but frankly, it's just not cool. It doesn't make you a better person. It makes you a lot worse of a person.
Okay, that really is GG. Good guys, middle racks is in pieces.
That's just me. That's my PS. That's my public service for the day. The Radiant lose their middle barracks, and Lena's blitzing down the bottom tower on her own. She doesn't need any help. Oh, Huskar is surviving, mostly because of Shallow Grave. Soul Assumption blows up the Gyrocopter, probably blew a hole through him. And the Radiant, or the Dire team has realized, maybe this isn't such a great idea. I mean, they got one lane of racks and a tower. Fissure Block keeps Huskar on one side, and everybody else is on the Radiant on the other. But more importantly, it gives Earthshaker and Lena time to run. Time to run, Lena, not time to farm. Well, to be fair, she doesn't really have to worry. She's actually got a lot more power. She's also got the upgraded version of Boots of Travel, which allow her to teleport to her teammates, which is always a great idea. Roshan number 4. Actually, this might be where I came in. So I kind of remember. For some reason, I kind of remember watching Lena fight Roshan, but it might be later. Oh wait, no, this is where I came in, because I remember this smoke, which is not gonna... Huskar jumps onto Lena. Can they get her? Light Strike already stuns Huskar and Ursa, but Lena still goes down. After Huskar finally manages to get a couple more spears in her. I have no idea. Oh, he must have been attacking the birds. Oh, everybody gets stunned by the Earthshaker, but Roshan does go down to the... Oh, an Aegis snap. We actually saw snaps there, folks. Earthshaker not only snatches it, oh, he doesn't get out. That would have been a great win right there for him, for the Dire side. Just a random mind controlled alpha wolf sitting there. It's actually this guy. Ooh, Undying is about to learn. He's not so much now he's just dying. And Ursa's laughing. Thank you, Ursa. I didn't think that joke was funny. Well, actually, I did kind of. That's why I said it. But I occasionally make bad puns like that. Quite often, actually.
Green Dude's top thing
I'm trying to
is
be
about to
entertaining.
get
I'm
knocked
sorry if I'm
over.
not too great at it. I'm still learning. Lena found the Alpha Wolf. Oh, come on, that's just being mean. It's a doggy. It's just sitting there. It's not hurting anybody. Currently. I find the most random things to whine about, don't I? Well, so far we've still only had one lane of Rax go down. Tier 3 on mid lane for the Dire is down. Tier 3 on the bottom lane for the Radiant is down. And the Radiant, or the Dire actually have a clear shot down mid lane if they can get there. Ooh. Saw the Grave Chill go out. Homing Missile, Grave, and into a Soul Assumption. Yeah, your ultimate's not going to work on them, Jaro. You got to actually shoot them, but still, you died. Oh, we got a bit of a fight going downstairs. Ursa. Okay, that's the Lotus Orb effect. That's what it looks like. I didn't remember what that looked like because I don't see it very often. Earthshaker's just kind of wandering around. Lena's actually teleporting to him. That's actually the advantage of the level 2 Boots of Travel. That's what they do. Excuse me, folks. A bit of a yawn there. We've actually still got about just a little over 20 minutes. Four-man barrel down the top lane from the Dire, which turned into a one-man for a minute. Then Earthshaker realized he was on his own and decided, nope. It's like, I'm not committing suicide for you guys. Let's check the net worth. TA has lost first place to Lena, who's got actually a decent lead, about 14, 15k. Not 14 or 15k. 14 or 1500. Sorry. I know English. Sort of.
Invisibility.
Don't really need that. Levels. TA is actually max level, so she's at 25. She's actually also 6 slotted, although she could upgrade her boots to level 2 to fully be 6 slotted. How about Lena? Lena's not 6 slotted. She's actually only 5 slotted. Let's actually check the charts. Oh, it's actually almost even on Team Net Worth. TA is going ham on this, and then eats a Laguna to the face and decides, I am getting out of here or not. So yeah, I've actually had some pretty big dips, including one that was just over 10,000 gold in the... Oops. Ursa comes back and kills Lena in revenge for what she did to TA, and Lena's actually down for about a minute, even with a Bloodstone. And that was actually the first chart. I'm sorry, was a experience, not net worth. Net worth, it's just under 4k in favor of the Dire. Whoop, I'm actually missing the fight. What am I doing? Dazzle is now dead, as is Gyrocopter and Ursa. Earthshaker's just sitting back trying to decide whether or not I should do something, whether or not he should do anything. Huskar is trying to take down Leshrac, but not having much luck. I heard a Soul Ascension go off, but I don't know where it hit or what. Might actually hit the Undying. Oh, and Earthshaker gets killed by a Soul Assumption from the Visage. Lena no, that's actually Leshrac. Lena came back in too and blows Huskar apart. Oh, Radiance Courier is trying to get out of there with the gem from the Earthshaker.
That's a twofer.
Visage ends up dying. It's a 5-man wipe. 5 for 3.
Its middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it was a 5 for 3 wipe.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, that was actually Dazzle's gem originally. Leshrac is still probably going to die here. Or not. Yep. Ouch. Visage dies again. Visage actually bought back, so that's a dieback from Visage. He's out for 1:20 and not in a good way. Stupid Anarchy. Lena goes down again. Oh wow, that was a massive crit from Undying. Or from TA onto Undying. He went from basically full to completely dead. I mean, she does 463 damage without crit. With crit, that's multiplied by 240, or 240%. So 2.4 times whatever I said, 463. I'm not going to do the math. And actually, knowing me as the editor, I'm probably going to put it in an annotation right there.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Your temple is kind of burning already, Lanaya. If you're wondering, it's just like with I mentioned in a previous episode somebody's actual lore name. Lanaya is the name is the Templar assassin's real name. Huskar farming the bottom. Okay, these are actually just still regular creeps. Oh, I forgot you get fiery caps that way. Actually, I didn't know, because none of the professional level casters ever do that crap. Although to be fair, they're also, I think they have somebody controlling their camera for them. I don't know though. I'm doing all the camera work and commentary myself, so I'm not trying to compare myself to them. I know I'm nowhere near that good. I might be one day, but I'm not right now. Super creeps barreling down the top with Leshrac behind them. And Visage actually now has a scepter. You can tell because he has 3 familiars. Or, by looking over here and seeing that he has a scepter. Soul Rip on the TA, and then she gets turned into a pig. I get... Oh, good fissure block, and TA is not going anywhere. She didn't even get a chance to use any skills. She just got blown up that heavily. I get being a little angry that they unpaused it, because that is kind of bad manners. But at the same time, the taunting is just... There's trash talk and then there's whatever the hell this is. Also, I love how if you look at Roshan's model, he's actually got different weapons sticking out of him. all the people that have tried to kill him. Take the Aegis.
Hey, someone check Roth. Maybe they're doing Roth. Wait, Dire did Roth.
Oh wait, no, that's the Roche fight I remembered from the preview I did of this. So we're actually not too far off the end. If you haven't guessed already, this is a Dire victory coming up. It's a good fight game, but at the same time, I'm gonna apologize again. I know it's not my fault, but the BM is strong when these. And I get being mad about the whole unpausing when one of your them unpausing when one of your teammates just disappeared, not giving them a chance to come back, but Ursa gets the gyrocopter, but it doesn't really matter because he's coming right back up. The rest of the Dire squad is trying to run. Can they get gyro again? Apparently not. He just walks away. TA with the shallow grave. Lena kind of blew her ultimate on that one. The Dire squad is getting... Looks like they got a little cocky. A good Echo Slam from the Earthshaker, but it might not be enough. It's not. He's dead. They do take down Ursa, but Huskar goes in, kills Lena for a double. Can he make it a triple by killing the Undying? If he would if he was actually attacking him. Oh. Leshrac gets the Visage, which actually heals up the Undying because he was in his ultimate form. Still 2 for 3 in favor of the Radiant. Leshrac, are they gonna get Lesh? They are. Leshrac goes down for a grand total of 12 seconds. It's a team wipe. We have a reverse team wipe now, folks. Our Radiant squad just wiped out the Dire. Leshrac and Lena are still top of the net worth chart though, whereas TA has moved down to 3rd place. The problem is that even with that win, Lesh was down for such a little amount of time. He's still got 14 charges on his Bloodstone, so he'll come back quick no matter what, and he's got a lot of mana regen. So, because of that, the Radiant squad didn't really have a chance to capitalize on anything. I mean, they could have maybe started to push up mid to try and take the racks and maybe thrown it, but they just didn't have time. Because the Lesh player on the Dire squad, much as I hate to admit it, because he's been a bit of a dick, the Dire squad Leshrac is actually doing pretty good. He's actually rather skilled. I was gonna say, it looks like the Visage Birds might die to the super creeps on top lane. You can't just send the birds in on their own. They gotta have some kind of backup. They're not super powerful. If you hear any jingling in the background, that is me putting something on my keyring. Oops. Wrong button. Sorry, folks. I guess, yeah, they're looking for the Visage Birds, I'm guessing. That's why Lena just... Actually, no. Lena does also spend a lot of time just randomly casting spells, because she's got the mana regen to support it, but it also pops Fiery Soul. Earthshaker manages to stun TA with a fissure and tries to get onto her, but his own fissure block actually ended up hurting him. Dazzle disconnects. TA actually managed to take down Gyro. This fight's getting a little spread out. We're going to zoom out just a smidge. Where did that actually happen? Okay, it was up here near top room. Leshrac is still trying to push down here and try and take out the last racks to give the Dire squad the Mega Creeps. Let's see, Roshan got a ways to go.
illusion!
Okay, where are we going? These birds are sitting on top of the hill, which I kind of like to call this the temple hill. And you got two giant statues and the little thing that looks like it came out of a temple. So, plus this looks like an altar. So I call it Temple Hill. I actually just came up with that now. Still the truth, because I mean I did just call it Temple Hill, and I'm probably going to start doing that from now on. He just soul assumptioned a visage. He just soul assumptioned an undying illusion.
Shadow wave!
Oh, that's funny. Lotus Orb. Wait. I thought Lotus Orb only affected one thing at a time. Most target spells. Okay. I didn't realize it would actually affect Sheepstick. Undying manages to TP out without worrying about dying. Oh, we might have a bit of a fight coming. TA blinks in on top of Lena, and Lena goes massively down for 80 seconds, for minute 20. Her Bloodstone's actually lost a lot of its charges. Leshrac, on the other hand, is pushing up top. TP, or he blinks into the tree line and then boots out, so that he doesn't get ganked hard. Having an Octarine Core on him has got to be really great. Especially since it does affect your boots of travel. Reload time. This is not going well for our Radiant team right now. I mean, I did kind of spoil it. I am sorry about that. If you weren't paying attention, congrats, you missed it. We got a fight going. Leshrac is actually getting concentrated on, but there he goes. Oh, he manages to Bloodstone his way out of there. Undying also gets taken down. Technically a 2-0, but there are also super creeps moving up the mid lane. Ursa moves in, trying to take them out, and by try to I mean has no real issues doing it. He's actually up to a Skull Basher, which is a good item on Ursa, considering that you pop your ultimate, and oh wait, wait no, it's Overpower. That's the one. So for 6 attacks, he's got a massive increase to his attack speed, which gives you a lot more chances to hit Skull Basher a little bit. I hear a lot of Sheepstick going off. An Echo Slam on 2, not a bad way to go, but oh, the Laguna does not kill Huskar. Dazzle manages to get in and save Huskar with a Shallow Grave. Leshrac and the Undying both go down. TA died as well, but she buys back pretty much instantly. This is actually a good chance for a turnaround. Earthshaker's got to hide. He cannot do anything about this, especially since he doesn't have his ultimate right now. If he had Echo, he could prop and he could get in a good position. He could probably pull this off. Just pop this.
Dire's bottom tower is under
But he doesn't. And he actually probably should. I always kept forgetting an Aghanim on Josh 6 because his ultimate works that well.
Can't put me out that easy.
Just since I think it doubles the number of echoes that come out of Echo Slam. Gyro drops the bombs. And all the familiars are dead. Nope. I think one of them survived. Ursa's under Shallow Grave, but the Radiant are now on the run. They cannot stay and fight. Ursa's dead. Oh, Earthshaker is also goes down, so it's a 1-for-1 right now. Visage dies. Dazzle dies to the Leshrac, who's just basically been going MPs, to borrow somebody else's phrasing. Huskar gets killed as well. TA... Where did TA manage to blink off to? Oh, nowhere. And that's another team wipe. The Dire has managed yet another team wipe. 5 for 2 trade. Pretty good deal. Leshrac ports top.
That was almost a disaster.
Dazzle buys back. Visage buys back.
Was I not worthy?
Even Huskar's buying back. They need to buy back though, because if they don't, Lesh just comes down here and owns their barracks. I mean, even with him there, he might still do it. He's not the sturdiest hero in the world, but he's got some power if he needs to. And the Radiant tier 4s go 1 down.
Yo, good guys. Middle tower got owned. What you gonna
And
do?
no. Oh, they just barely saved the last one with 86 HP remaining on it. Roshan's going down again. Leshrac and Gyro and now Undying are taking him out, while the Radiant have to. The three Radiant living characters have to stay up. Have to stay in base just to keep the super creeps from barreling down and basically ramming swords down their throats.
Fallen to the Dire.
Jeez for the Undying, because why not? Gyro gets the Aegis. But yeah, at 86 HP, this tower is more or less one shot away from just going down. Looks like they're gonna try and use the Aegis to make a final death push. Lena teleports onto the Undying with her boots. Earthshaker decides to lead the charge, but it has been spotted by this ward, although at this point I'm not sure really what they can do. Earthshaker pops his Glimmer Cape, hits one of the familiars. That's about it. This guy gets stunned. Ooh, there's a nice, decent fissure. It doesn't really stop it. Call down does a lot of damage. Dazzle goes down to the Undying. What else? How else is this gonna go? How else is this gonna go? Oh, Huskar dies to the Leshrac in this
Radiant's
case.
middle tower is under attack.
Barracks are done.
Yo, good guys. Middle tower got owned. What you gonna do? Don't
That-
let them get mega creeps.
Dire have the megas. Pause is coming from Gyro, for whatever reason. It's 3 for 0 so far. This is just some serious BM. Echo Slam. There's the one I was talking about with Gyro's fun
That's a
quote.
twofer.
They're just...
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
There it goes.
Dire victory.
Like I said, dire victory on this one, folks. Pretty action-packed game. Relatively long one. Remember, as always, if you enjoy the video, please feel free to like or favorite it and leave a comment. And if, like I said, if you want me to cast your game, email me the match ID. Like I said, you can find it up here in the top left of the score screen. And it's the greatest way, it's the easiest way I know of to find a game. And if you really want to help me out, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate all my fans, or all my subscribers right now. I've got one more game in my current catalog before I go looking for more. But as always, guys, I have been D. Good night and good gaming.